Imagine a world where Africa was never colonized. No European invasions, no slave trade, no artificial borders drawn by foreign powers. What would Africa look like today? Would it be a global superpower? A technological leader? A utopia or a battlefield of rival empires? Today, we're diving into an alternate history that challenges everything you thought you knew. Before colonization, Africa was not a land of primitive tribes. It was home to some of the world's most advanced civilizations. Mali Empire, 14th century Mansa Musa, the richest man in history, controlled an economy larger than many European nations combined. Great Zimbabwe, a massive stone city with sophisticated trade networks reaching China and India. The Kingdom of Congo had a centralized government, diplomatic ties with Europe, and an advanced economic system. The Moors ruled parts of Spain for nearly 800 years, introducing advanced science, mathematics, and architecture. If these civilizations had been left to develop without European interference, Africa could have become an industrial powerhouse on its own terms. One of the biggest reasons Africa struggled to develop was the Atlantic slave trade and resource exploitation. Without the transatlantic slave trade, millions of Africa's strongest and most skilled people would have stayed and built their own nations instead of being sold into slavery. Without colonization, Africa's gold, diamonds, rubber, oil, and uranium would have been used to build African empires, not European ones. No artificial borders. The Berlin Conference, 1884, divided Africa into over 50 countries, forcing enemies together and splitting up united kingdoms. If Africa had set its own borders, the continent would have been much more stable. Think about this. While Africa's resources were funding the Industrial Revolution in Europe, Africans were left with nothing. But what if Africa had industrialized itself? If Africa had never been colonized, we might have seen megacities like Lagos, Cairo, and Johannesburg evolving into futuristic global hubs. Technological breakthroughs in medicine, energy, and agriculture. Powerful African economies rivaling the US, China, and Europe. A United States of Africa? Many leaders like Kwame Nkrumah dreamed of a single, powerful African federation. Without colonization breaking up the continent, this could have been possible. But would this Africa be peaceful? Or would powerful empires like Mali, Ethiopia, and Congo compete for dominance, leading to their own wars? Of course, history is never that simple. Some argue that even without colonization, internal conflicts, power struggles, and cultural differences might have still divided Africa. Could Africa have unified, or would it have faced its own imperial wars? Would it still have been affected by globalization and outside influence? But one thing is clear, without colonization, Africa would have had the chance to rise on its own terms. So the next time someone asks why Africa is behind, remind them it was never meant to be. What do you think? Would Africa be a world superpower today? Or would it have taken a different path? Let us know in the comments. And if you want more mind-blowing history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications.